Hello, everybody, and welcome to W315 Writing for the Web. I'm Dr. Nichols-Boyle, and I will be your instructor and your guide this semester during the short summer session for this course. So, in this brief video, I just wanted to go through a little bit where everything is on Canvas, make sure that you know where you're going to find information, and a little bit of a brief introduction to the course and what we'll be doing this semester. So first of all, we are on the syllabus page, which is also going to be your home page for the first week, at least until everyone gets a little bit more familiar with how to navigate the site. And after that, this will be the modules page, which is where most of the information for the course will be. So modules is really the section that you need to know the most for this course. So as you can see, the syllabus page has a link to the full syllabus you can download and print off if you want, but all the major information is here. Some of the smaller course policies and detailed information will be on the download only. So the first part is how the course works. You can watch this introductory video, which you're doing right now, or you can kind of just go through the main steps here and see how that works from then on. So basically, I put this up a little bit early this first week because you didn't know when we're starting. But in general, the week is going to run Wednesday to Tuesday, which means that mostly your main assignments will be due Tuesday by 11:59 p.m. And then the next week's module and assignments and information will go up on the following Wednesday. So for example, for the second week, it would start on Wednesday, May 22nd, and go to Tuesday, May 28th. And week 3's module will be up Wednesday, May 29th, and the major assignments will be due Tuesday, May 28th by 11:59 p.m. For this first week, you'll have a little bit more time because, again, I wanted to make sure that everybody knew what was happening and had a little more time to ask questions and figure it out. Most weeks, you'll have 2 due dates. For the major assignments, they will always be due on the Tuesday, so you'll have the full week for those. But we also have discussion forum posts to help get to know each other, look at each other's work, do some more sort of conversations and interaction. And for those, the first post will be due on Saturday by 11:59. And then you will have the chance to respond to a classmate by Tuesday when your other assignments are due. So this gives us makes sure that there's a way for us to actually have somebody to interact with and respond to. As I mentioned, everything here is in the module section. Some of you may be familiar with this if you've taken online courses before or maybe used it in a face-to-face Canvas course. But if you're not, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you do, it's pretty straightforward. So we'll go through a little bit with the first week module so you can see how it works. A couple of things to keep in mind. Summer session goes really fast. This is only 6 weeks. So if we were meeting face-to-face, you would be in class about 6 hours per week with some time set aside for in-class work. Therefore, you should think about this as, for this course, I am going to need to put in about 6 hours of work each week and maybe some additional time for the larger projects. I want to make all the expectations really clear up front for this course because for the summer session, in order to get all your money back or withdraw from the course, that has to be done by this Sunday, May 19th, right before you watch that Game of Thrones finale. And if you aren't sure about this or have questions, I want you to ask me quickly and get that over with as soon as possible so that you know whether you or not you want to take the course, which of course I hope that you will stay with it. I think it's a fun course. We're going to learn a lot, and there's a lot that will help you for your future career and academically, and of course more work-based because this is a professional writing course. Again, look at the syllabus if you have questions first, and then contact me if you have anything other difficulties. And of course, please feel free. I'm really here to help, and I would like to respond as quickly as possible. So please contact me by email, and if we're having trouble figuring out the difficulty by email, we can always try to set up some face-to-face meeting if you're around on campus, or even just virtually meet face-to-face with Zoom or FaceTime or something like that, or by phone. So there's a lot of ways that we can make it work if there's any questions. So here we are with just a little bit about my contact info, where my office is on campus if you are around campus this semester during the summer. And I also obviously have my contact email there. The easiest thing to do is just to use the inbox and choose instructor. You can also find your emails for anybody else in the class using that too. And generally, my response is within 24 hours during the week, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 48 hours on the weekends. So I will try to get back to you as quickly as possible. But again, try not to leave it till Tuesday at 10 o'clock p.m. because I won't be responding. So try to look over things early and ask me questions before the due date. And I also will have, on Tuesdays, I am going to have a virtual office hour. So this is from 12 to 1, so our lunch hour. So for those of you who are working, hopefully you have some time there too for any kind of last minute questions before things are due, especially. And what that means is just I will be on my computer available for you, and any emails I'll respond to right away during that time. Or if you want to try to make an appointment to call me or something like that as well, or or virtual meeting, that's a time when I'll always be available. So again, email me to make an appointment if you want to do something besides just email. If you want to do a face-to-face meeting, and we'll see what we can set up. Generally for me, Tuesday to Thursday afternoons are the best times when I'm usually around, but I'll work around your schedule, when possible. So for this course, again, you can look over a lot of this yourself, but I'll just tell you some of the main information, and then leave you to read through it and just make sure that we know how to navigate through the course. But basically, you don't need any required textbooks. Everything is going to be given to you through the modules in Canvas. And if you're a little intimidated by the idea that we will be doing a website, you're making your own website this semester, please don't be. Everything is going to be explained, and we'll have videos and step-by-step instructions, and do this slowly, scaffolding, building one step at a time. And everything that we use is going to be free web-based applications, and I'll provide you instructions. But one thing to keep in mind is that you do need reliable access to a computer with a strong, fast internet connection and basic computing knowledge. So if you are concerned, if you don't have a computer, it will be very difficult for you to complete this course because everything is, again, online. And it is a Writing for the Web course, so a lot of the programs will be online as well, and you'll need to be able to, have fast enough speed to work with those programs. So a little bit about the course. As you can see, our major assignment for the semester, which we'll spend about half of the time on at least, is the website project, where you will be creating a website for the workforce, for the most part, a portfolio of your resume, work product, and for a specific field and audience. And we will also be doing an e-news article to kind of practice conciseness and working within a website. And we will also be then doing lots of other smaller homework assignments and preparation for those projects. So that's worth about 30% of your grade. The e-news is 20%, and the website project is worth half of your grade. So that's going to be a big chunk of your course. So this course, it's about writing for the web. So basically, we're talking about how to adjust your writing for the web format. So this is very different from writing academically that many people are used to, writing essays, that kind of thing. We are not doing any essays in this course. So what we will be doing is adapting our writing to work for more of an electronic format. This first week, we're going to read some more about that, and we'll be doing lots of practice throughout the course. And it is a learning process. It sometimes takes more time to write something shorter. And another thing about professional writing, unlike an academic essay, is you're thinking a lot about your audience. How do I make my writing stand out and attract the audience that I want it to? Particularly in a web format where the internet is so vast and there's so much information out there. So other things that you'll be thinking about is how to choose your words carefully, how to get attention very quickly, right at the beginning of your writing, and thinking about active, concise, engaging writing for your audience that also requires a little bit of design as well to know how it should be laid out on the page, where people's eyes travel to, how you can take advantage of other things that you can do on the internet, like video, images, links, to make your writing more effective and more attractive to your audience. So this is something that, again, should be really helpful for the workforce as well, particularly with many people who are not as adept at this, and this is a growing field that marketing and for the web is something that is becoming more and more of a needed skill. And learning more about your professional style and how to make that personal yet professional, and how to find that balance and make sure that you're representing yourself well on the web is something we're going to be doing this semester as well. So that kind of goes over some of these main things here. You don't have to know any coding. You don't have to be really adept at web design, but we will go through some of those basics and figure out how to make that effective. Then this is the grading scale, then just more about the major due dates and what we'll be doing each week. And again, a link to the full syllabus. So that's the overview of the course. I just wanted to then do a little bit with where to find all the information and how to navigate that. So you will mostly can't go wrong if you keep going to modules. So modules is really where I want you to focus your attention on every week. There will be a permanent module up here that has the course schedule, again, just what you're doing, the main due dates every week if you want to kind of print that off or have an idea of where this fits into the overall scheme. We will be doing, you only get 1 week at a time. When we get more to the website assignment, you can kind of work ahead because you have an idea of the larger goals. But for at the beginning, we're only doing 1 week at a time because each week's knowledge builds on the previous week. So it wouldn't really help to move ahead too much. You need that feedback and need to keep practicing the skills as they come. So you can see that when you go to the modules, you'll get a good sense by looking at the due dates here of what is due that week and how much it's worth. And then all the supplemental materials, assignments, discussions, the videos, anything that you need will be here as well. But the first thing that I always would recommend that you do is look at the instructions for the week. So if we look at the week 1 instructions here, you can see that it walks you through the navigation for the first week. So there's 2 ways of navigating the materials in the module each week. One, you can just use this and click on each link and go through and use this as your main way of navigating this main instructions page here. And I do recommend that whatever you decide to do, that you print off this page every week, whatever the instructions page is, and kind of use it as a checklist to make sure that you've actually done everything and haven't missed any reading or assignment for that week. The other thing you can do is read through this and then just hit next, and that will take you to each of those things in turn as well. So the first thing is to complete the IU Ready assessment. Then next would be to open the video. Next would be to look at the syllabus and so forth. So you can do it that way, or you can use the instructions and click on each link along the way as well. So as I mentioned here, this first week, we're just trying to get you to understand some of the major differences between print and web writing, help you get used to the layout of the course, and to get to know each other a little bit about your work, your passion, your background. This is a professional writing course, so we are going to focus on writing for professional purposes this semester, even though we will be using the web, which maybe some people think of as more of a social thing. It also can be obviously used professionally. So that is the first week. And as it says, I'll always have here kind of in bold the due dates. So this week, the discussion responses, and we'll have 2 short discussions this week, will be due on Saturday, and then all the other assignments will be due on Tuesday. So you'll just go through here, IU Ready assessment, watch the video, review the syllabus, introduce yourself in the first discussion, watch this next video and read this short chapter on the difference between print and web writing. And then you'll complete a response on that, respond to the questions in discussion 2 on the video and reading about the difference between writing for the web and writing for print. Then you complete a technology assessment and submit that in assignments. This is just giving me an idea of your goals and your professional background and your ability with technology right now. So I get a better sense of where the class is at and what more information I might need or not need to give. So that's the first section. A couple of things as we go through to think about. When you look at something like the first reading response and assignments, you can also go to the assignments section to see these. So you can get a sense of what's due that week. Everything will always be in the assignment section as well, and they will link to from the modules. So when you go to something like the first response, you can download this and watch it and read it, and then you will do your response here. And the response, as it's mentioned, we're getting used to writing and practicing with web writing and the style of it. So what we'll say here, let's see if that's not downloaded, will be a little bit about how you should respond. And it asks you to respond in paragraph format, which means I don't want you to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to just write it like a normal reading response, answering those questions. You don't need to directly answer them under each one. And then to get used to more of the writing for the web format, we want it to be left aligned all the way over to the left, single spaced, short paragraphs, because long paragraphs are really awkward to read single spaced and on the internet. They take up more space. So we're getting used to that. Short paragraphs of 4 to 6 lines maximum, and you're answering these questions for me. And we'll get started I'll ask you to put in perhaps some links here, including the address, and we'll get talking more next week about how to do links more effectively as well in your writing. One other thing I wanted to point out, the discussions are pretty straightforward. We'll get to those in a minute. The technology assessment is a little bit awkward with the spacing of it, just because it's a form that's done in Word. So it asks you to give some information about yourself and then to put in here, what your computer experience is for each of these. So let's say Gmail. I maybe sometimes use Gmail. So I could either put an X in here, and you can see that kind of messes up the spacing. So you can just kind of delete and go back to get that better. Or even easier, if you just want to show me, you can just highlight wherever it is. So you can put your thing over it and highlight. And I do want you to answer for everything, just not the ones you use. So if you don't use it, you just hit, never. And do that all the way through till the end. Okay? And submit that to assignments. All right, so the discussions are here. Again, this will be linked. We're doing some introductions today, getting to know each other this week, and then doing some more discussions and a conversation about the web writing and social media and their influence and differences in our lives. So you can see here, I have already started telling you a little bit more about myself and my background with technology and professional writing and my time here at IUSB. So yours doesn't have to be quite this long. I just wanted to, I got a little carried away, but you can see this is the kind of style I'm looking for in terms of the short paragraphs, using links and that kind of thing. So the instructions are here. You're responding to these questions in the paragraph format. When you're ready, you hit reply, type in your answer, and then post reply. Okay. Grades is pretty straightforward. That's where you'll get your grades. We'll talk a little bit more about how I give feedback, mostly in the comment section, but sometimes in the document itself as well. And I'll give some instructions for how to see that. The media gallery will have any videos that I have posted for the class in it, so you can find them here if you not sure later. This is our short social media revolution one that we're listening to for the first week and watching. And then, of course, people is just information about the other people in the course. The course questionnaire we'll have at the end of the semester, our evaluation, and the student engagement roster. Been using it now about a year at IUSB. If This is more about how you're doing in the course and giving you some feedback on that. And if you have something flagged, positive or negative, you should get an email saying that. I'll do this regularly a couple of times during the semester and send everyone an announcement when that's been done. And announcements will show up here as soon as there is an announcement for the course. So that's about it. Just a little bit about how the course works this time through. I'm looking forward to getting to know you more and seeing more of your writing. And I hope that you enjoy the semester. As always, please feel free to contact me and ask any questions. I really want you to enjoy the course, and I'm here to help. Thanks.